I farm here with my brothers and sisters. It's 5 of us. My father in 2011 decided to turn this farm over to us. One of the things that we had to do is to think about it can no longer operate in the way that he operated it if we wanted to look at sustainability and scalability. Infrastructure is so important for sustainability of farms, also diversification. We looked at, we had beef cattle, we had land, we had homesteads. Current assets, how can we convert them into additional profit? So that's when we converted the homestead into an Airbnb. We went to a value-added side with the meat. And then we reintroduced swine back to the farm. So we now have value added with beef products, our pork products, and then also our berry production. COVID really put small farms back on the map. People were really concerned that big box stores was limiting what they could purchase out of the grocery store. And I said, I tell you, it's so important that if you don't have a relationship with a local producer or farmer, you need to establish one because you will never be without food. Our civic responsibility here at Cattle Run Farm, using the farm to build community, but also we're using this farm as also an educational and technical training tool. People think you got to have 50 acres to be a successful farmer. Well, if you have 5 acres and you have a planogram in your mind on how you can feed your community on that 5 acres, it could be just as powerful as someone raising it off of 500 acres, right? I've seen our middle class have to lean on the food banks and food closets and pantries. And I said, and that's not a bad thing. And I'm trying to help people to debunk the myth that food banks are for poor people. And I saw there's a lot of inequities in our food bank, in our food system, that we have to shift if we're going to look at the equity lens in the right perspective. So we started this food resiliency program through the Minority Veteran Farmers of the Piedmont to support not only the food banks, but also support another market for our small farmers. While there are supplements out here to support farmers with stream exclusion, rotational grazing, regenerative ag practices, we've gotten into several things. We have a lot of wildlife here. We are here to continue to be fostering the land stewardship. So we have several different things. We have our pasture-raised pork, which is used for grazing our wooded areas to clean up all of that, land clearing. We do have our waterways fenced off. We have rotational grazing program with our beef. We have chicken tractors with our chicken poultry program. We also have mortality composting, what we use. We're also in another land stewardship with native grasses and with birds and, trying to attract more of the native birds here to support this initiative. So it is about telling the story about where we started and where we came from and where we are. The land doesn't judge, and it definitely doesn't judge women. It doesn't look at us and say, oh, you're too fat, oh, you're too big, oh, you're too skinny. But we as women, we understand what is the power of the dirt for us, because we can put our children on our back or our stomachs and go out and work the land, and also allow our children to become grounded in the dirt. And so reconnecting with the soil medium and really reconnecting with the land is pretty powerful for a woman, specifically in the many changes she has to go through in her life. We fixed this farm so that it can never be sold, never be commercialized. I would like to see the next generation take it and move it to a totally different level so that they truly can understand it. It's one thing to learn it out of a textbook. To actually apply it is totally different. Agriculture is not cows, sows, and plows. It's bigger than that, right? Agriculture is everything from who's the next person that's going to market. My biggest concern right now are what are we going to do to train the next generation of agrarian workers? Who's going to, and how are we going to encourage farmers who don't have children who want to expand their legacy? How do we say, but don't sell it? The more we grow houses, the more people are going to be eating out of petri dishes.